afternoon, good evening, good night, good day to you. That's depending where you are in the world. I'm here live in London doing our nighttime devotion from the devotional Conflict and Courage by Ellen White. The title today, Noble Examples. The scripture reading comes from Job 17, verse 9. The righteous also shall hold on his way, and he that have clean hands shall be stronger and stronger. Sacred history presents many illustrations of the results of true education. It presents many noble examples of men whose characters were formed under divine direction, men whose lives were a blessing to their fellow men and who stood in the world as representatives of God. Among these were Joseph, Daniel, Moses, Elisha, Paul, the greatest statesman, the wisest legislator, one of the most faithful of reformers, and except him who spoke as never man spake, the most illustrious teacher that this world has known. In early life, just as they were passing from youth to manhood, Joseph and Daniel were separated from their homes and carried as captives to heathen lands. Especially was Joseph subject to the temptations that attend great changes of fortune. In his father's home, a tenderly cherished child, in the house of Potiphar, a slave, then a confidant and companion, a man of affairs, educated by study, observation, contact with men, in Pharaoh's dungeon, a prisoner of state, condemned unjustly without hope of vindication or prospect of release, called at a great crisis to the leadership of the nation. What enabled him to preserve his integrity? Loyalty to God, faith in the unseen, was Joseph's anchor. In this lay the hiding of his power. By their wisdom and justice, by the purity and benevolence of their daily life, by their devotion to the interests of the people, and they, idolaters, Joseph and Daniel, proved themselves true to the principles of their early training, true to him whose representative they were. What a life work was that of these noble Hebrews. The same mighty truths that were revealed through these men, God desires to reveal through the youth and the children and us today. The history of Joseph and Daniel is an illustration of what he will do for those who yield themselves to him and with the whole heart seek to accomplish his purpose. So the title is Noble Examples, and it illustrates how and mentions Joseph, Daniel, Moses. We've got Elisha, but there was Elijah also, Paul, Abraham. But the likes of Joseph, Daniel, Moses, Paul, John had to go through what they had to go through and still remained faithful and true to God because they looked to God for their sustenance, for their strength, and He helped them to persevere. Sorry about this noise in the background, there's all kinds going on. And if you know me, I will do my devotion wherever I can, as long as you can hear me. That's all that's important. So we need to remain loyal to God, have faith in Him, just as Joseph had God as his anchor, we need to have him as our anchor also. His wisdom, it will be our wisdom. The justice will be from him. The purity will be from him. Benevolence from him. And in our daily life, he will keep us so that we can persevere. As I said, what a life work was that of these noble Hebrews, all those guys in the past, all the people, not just guys, in the past that God kept, they could get through what they had to go through. He will do the same with us, for us, so that we can be wholeheartedly faithful to him, in him, and he can work through us.